Good morning. So today is day 3 of the Joy program. And the Joy program is what I'm going to be talking about this morning a little bit. So today you should be writing another 10 things that you're thankful for or that God has blessed you with in your life. And that should make a total of 30 things that you're thanking God for. But I wanted to start a little bit by just reading a few Bible verses that have to do with joy. I mean, you can do a Google search and that kind of stuff comes up, but one of the verses that always sticks in my mind is in Psalm 30. So I'm going to read Psalm 30, 1 through 5. And it says, I will extol or praise thee, O Lord, for you have lifted me up and have not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and you have healed me. O Lord, you have brought up my soul from the grave. You have kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endures but a moment. In his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And I love that verse. There is always hope on the other side. And sometimes we don't understand what God is doing, but there is joy in the morning, and he promises that. Now I'm going to go to 1 Thessalonians 5. I love actually going through the Bible. I know a lot of people use their phones and apps these days, and sometimes I'll listen to the Bible on my phone, but there's nothing better than going through the Bible yourself, and the more you do it, the faster you get to where you're going. So 1 Thessalonians 5, 16 through 18 says, just small little verses, rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. There's a lot to unpack in that verse. The reality is, we should be able to thank God even in the moments we're struggling to survive in, because if he's allowing it, and nothing happens to us that he doesn't allow, if he's allowing it, then there's a point to it, and he's going to give us strength, and he's going to give us the ability to survive, even if that's all that we feel like we can do. So let's go to Philippians 4:4. I love Philippians. My favorite verse is Philippians 4:13. Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, really, really good short books to read if you want to fill up an afternoon. Philippians 4:4 says, rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. There's a point to saying it twice. Rejoice always. Psalm 118:24. Psalm's always good for a lot of good advice. But again, we're talking about joy. So Psalm 118:24 says, this is the day which the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. You could say that verse at the beginning of every single day. God made this day just for you. He has a plan for you today, and you can rejoice in it. Psalm 16:11 says, you will show me the path of life. In your presence is fullness of joy. At your right hand there are pleasures forevermore. When you're in the presence of God, there's joy. Fullness of joy. It's not just a little bit of joy, it's fullness of joy when you're in the presence of God. And sometimes we have to make the effort to come into the presence of God to feel that joy. Because outside of him, there isn't a whole lot of joy. Let's go to Proverbs 17:22. Right after Psalm is Proverbs. Proverbs 17:22 says, a merry heart does good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones. So obviously, counting your blessings is not a new idea. And I did not come up with the Joy program. I take zero credit for that. But the Joy program is a little bit different than just counting your blessings. A lot of people want to go up to a person who's sad or depressed and say, well, you better start thinking about what you're thankful for, and that'll make you feel better. Well, in a way, that's true, but it's not just as simple as saying, well, I'm thankful for my house, and I'm thankful for my car, and it is like that. But the Joy program is a little bit different. So several years ago, I was introduced to a pastor by the name of Glenn Coon. I wasn't actually introduced to him. He died. He was a pastor in the 40s, 50s, up to the 70s. And, but I've listened to all of his sermons. He's so good. His name was Glenn Coon. Just like, an actual raccoon. He always made fun of that. But he used to talk about the Joy program. And what he did was he said, we need to make a sandwich about these things that we're thankful for. So let's say you're thankful for your house. So you say, God, I'm thankful for my house. Then you say, you gave me this house. God, you gave me this house. And then you end that by saying, I'm thankful that you gave me this house. It's sort of like a total circle Thanksgiving for what he's given you. It's not as simple as saying, thank you for my house, thank you for my car, thank you for my kid, thank you for my dogs, whatever it is you're thankful for. You're making a whole sentence about the thing that you're thankful for. The other aspect of it was, like I talked about yesterday, taking your piece of paper and you make it small and you write your 10 little things on there. You're not doing full sentences on your paper. You're listing 10 things. And you carry that around with you all day. And you recite all day all these things you're thankful for. And sometimes you might want to jump ahead and start adding on more. Well, don't do that. Wait until tomorrow to write another 10. But be purposefully thankful for those 10 things that you wrote down today. And because we're on day 3, you can be purposely thankful for the 30 things that you've written down so far. But one reason he talked about this program so much was because he was involved with people who were overcome by depression. Your mind can be your destruction. And if you've ever dealt with depression, you know what that's like. The thoughts can be overwhelming, and it can make you physically ill to give in to negativity in your life. So that's why he would go to these people and he said, if you would just participate in this Joy program, and it's not just for the 10 days. The goal is to continue going, or to at least remain thankful for those 100 things you come up with. But when you focus on all that is good in your life, you don't have time to focus on all the things that are wrong. Because we could just as easily sit down and write a list of things that are going wrong in our life. But that puts us in a negative state of mind. And when we're thinking about what we're thankful for, it puts us in a positive state of mind. And just like this verse says in Proverbs, a merry heart does good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones. We have a choice to allow the joy into our life that automatically boosts our immune system, and it just makes us healthier. I mean, there's a difference even in a sick person who's full of joy and then a sick person who's overcome with desperation and depression. And when God writes it down, it's worth paying attention to. He really means it. That if you have a merry heart, if you're focused on the good, if you focus on the ability to see the positive in any situation, then that changes your outcome. It at the very least changes how you're feeling as you're going through whatever hardship you're going through. So that's why I push the Joy program so much, and my family's done it in some of the darkest times we've ever gone through. And I try to do it myself at least once a year, but it becomes a habit. When you actively seek the good, it becomes a habit. And that's the best kind of habit to have. The kind when you're actively looking for what's good in life. Because God gives us so many good things. On a day like today, you could easily thank God for the snow that's outside. You can't really see it in my picture there, but it's a winter wonderland here. And I can be thankful for the fact that I have a wood burning heat source. And I have gutters that work, and I have a roof with no holes in it, and I have blankets even if all those other things failed. And I'm thankful I don't have to go anywhere today if I don't want to, and that there are people working on the roads to keep them safe, and I'm just thankful for so many things. And it makes life better to be thankful. So that's the whole point of the Joy program, is being purposeful about thinking about all the things that God is doing for you in your life. And it's like I talked about yesterday. Sometimes you might be grasping at straws. Sometimes you might have woken up in a bad mood and it's hard to think about something that you're thankful for. And I know that some of you are in the middle of something really hard. I know that. And over the next couple of days, I'm going to share some of my own testimony about the hard moments I've survived because of God only. And I hope it helps someone that I went through what I did and survived, because God is able to get us through those situations. But it was even in those moments that He taught me how to be thankful. And sometimes I'm thankful for the hard things, because the hard things cause us to grow, and growth is always good. So don't forget to write down your third set of 10 things. You should be up to 30 things today that you are thanking God for. Carry those little pieces of paper around with you. Recite them all day long. God, I'm thankful for... That was a cat. God, I'm thankful for whatever it is that you've written down. And I hope that you're getting into some of the meatier things in your life to be thankful for. I know that I'm thankful for Robin, Taylor, Drew, and Jeremy, and Evangeline. And I'm thankful for so many other things. And those are some of the biggest things in my life. And of course, I'm most of all thankful for God. And I'm thankful for each one of you. I'm thankful to be able to reach out to others, but I'm thankful for the ways that others have reached out to me, and I'm thankful for your support, and I'm thankful for your accountability, and I'm thankful for your participation, and I'm praying for you today. I really am. I know that some of you guys are suffering through some things, and some of you have COVID right now, and some of you are mourning the loss of people that you've had to lay to rest this week, and some of you are waking up alone when you should be waking up next to someone you love. And I know that you're suffering through some hard things. And even if today is a really, really good day, I'm still praying for you. And I'm thankful that God is working in your life. And I hope that you have a very blessed and safe day. If you have to go somewhere, be safe and have a great weekend.